Hello there friends, it's CS News Live here. In today's video, Maniac'S regret, is Tuscan way too overrated and could s1mple really switch to Valorant? Plus tons of other exciting news from the world of CS2 and the results of ESL Pro League. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. But well guys, first things first, we've gone through your comments on the last video and sincerely we get it. Some things didn't really hit the mark and we sincerely apologize. To avoid that happening again, we'll keep things more straightforward and on point without any extra commentary. We hope that this new format will work better for you, because you guys are all we care about really. Anyways, let's go back to the news. The first story that caused quite a stir among pro players and the community is the updated Valve ranking. Yeah, the same ranking that affects which teams will get invited to major tournaments and RMR events on the road to the major. In the latest update, G2 grabbed the top spot, followed by Vitality and Spirit, with Navi sitting in 4th place. And just a quick reminder, according to HLTV's ranking, Navi is currently number 1 and G2 is down to number 5. JL had a pretty strong reaction to this, saying that he doesn't quite understand the criteria Valve used to rank G2 at the top. It's frustrating for him since his team is no longer number 1 in such a crucial yet unclear ranking system. But here's where it gets interesting. Just a day later, after another round of matches at EPL, Navi bounced back to number 1, suddenly and unexpectedly. Kinda makes you wonder what's going on with Valve's ranking system lately. Is it automatic or do they, do it manually? Well, I don't know, but I guess now it's more fair. Speaking of Navi players, we got to mention Jame, who just crafted an insanely beautiful M4A1S print stream with 5 complexity holo from Katowice 2014. To put this masterpiece together, he consulted with a few collectors who helped him find the right skin with the float of 0.0007, which is super rare and super expensive. Just the stickers alone are worth $10,000 and this M4 factoring U with the rare float is even more. So I guess now he's practically obligated to win the ESL Pro League with it. Looks decent, to be honest. But guys, which M4A1 skin do you think is the best? Don't forget to write your thoughts in the comments below. And again, more Navi related news, this time about one of their former players, Seized. Seized has officially announced his retirement from competitive play, a true CS legend. Seized competed in numerous tournaments with Navi and Flipside Tactics, leaving a lasting impression throughout his career. He played in 12 majors and 64 LAN tournaments, winning 9 of them. Despite stepping away as a player, Seized has hinted that he plans to return, but this time as a coach, to share his vast experience with the new generation of players. By the way, our Twitter, or should I say X, followers were the first to hear the news. So if you don't want to miss out on the biggest updates from the world of CS2, make sure to follow us there, the link's in the description. And again, news about Navi players, but this time way more interesting. In one of our previous videos we mentioned that s1mple is trying to gather funds to buy out a part of his contract from Navi, which led to a lot of questions about the actual value of his contract. According to a reliable source, s1mple's contract is worth around $3 million, though s1mple himself believes that's still relatively low. Naturally, this sparked interest from other teams, and if it's serious or not, you decide. For example, the owner of Aurora even joked that if his Dota 2 team finishes 3rd at the International, he would do everything he could to buy s1mple out from Navi. While this is likely just a joke, Aurora has been doing pretty well in Dota, so who knows, maybe they'll give it a shot. On the lighter side, Miniboo from Team Heretics from Valorant jokingly invited s1mple to switch to Valorant itself. The idea quickly gained reaction from Navi's sports director, who suggested that s1mple should better join their Valorant roster, especially since he recently lost a few players. However, s1mple himself playfully told Ami to take some meds and stop messing around. And you know what? The most reasonable offer came from Boomage, who asked s1mple to join Cloud9 for one game on on Mirage. s1mple replied that he's down, but only if Cloud9 can strike a deal with Navi's sports directors. In the end, unfortunately, Cloud9 didn't make any requests, not even for a single game loan. But you know what, guys, I would have joyfully watched s1mple play with Boomich together again, even for a single map. By the way, a little later we got some additional information about s1mple's buyout clause. It is told that the $3 million figure mentioned by the insider turned out to be false. The actual value of a player's buyout depends on a lot of factors, like the team looking to acquire them, the timing of the negotiations, and much more. Plus, s1mple's price might have significantly dropped after a year of inactivity. And s1mple himself wrote this in his Telegram channel, so that might be irony about his price. Like, it could be much, much bigger. But who knows anyways. Finally, no more news about Navi. While some players are trying to return to the game, others are just trying to stay in it. FlyQuest player Vexite recently received a community ban on Steam, which obviously caused some concerns since the team had an upcoming match at the ESL Pro League. According to Thor, the data miner, this ban might have been triggered by comments on another player's profile. Like, you know, some users ask pro players to sign their accounts in the comments. So that is possibly it. Thankfully, Valve reacted swiftly. They lifted the ban before the matches began. And you know what, guys, it's pretty cool to see that Valve reacted so quickly this time, but unfortunately, it didn't really help FlyQuest to win. Did you really think that we're done with Navi players? Nah, bros, let's get back to it again. Recently, in a video for HLTV, AleksiB shared his thoughts why CSGO feels better than the new version, CS2. According to the Finnish captain, it all comes down to the game's response time and actions. He said that it just feels different. He suggested everyone to try and download CSGO and there try to frag a bot, and do the same in CS2 and compare your feelings. And you know what? One Reddit user even demonstrated how right AleksiB was by showing the difference in reaction time. It may seem small, but even a millisecond can decide the outcome of a round. Some believe the issue lies with the Valve's new subtext system, while others can't find a logical explanation. One thing is clear though, this change has significantly impacted gameplay, and it may be the reason why some players are experiencing a decline in performance or aim issues. We can only hope that Valve addresses this problem very soon, but many are really skeptical about it. Guys, what do you think? Is this a serious problem? I honestly don't really know. I am far away from being a pro player, and for me, CS2 feels almost the same as CSGO. I can't even explain the difference, honestly. But if you have any thoughts, as always, don't be shy to express them in the comments below. Since we're talking about the differences between CSGO and CS2, Thorin recently shared why s1mple shouldn't be blamed for his slight performance drop. According to the analyst, 99% of players have switched to the new game and are still adapting. Just because s1mple isn't performing at his usual level doesn't really mean that people should hate him, as if he abandoned everyone to go play chess. And again, guys, it's important to remember that this is just Thorin's opinion, which may or may not be accurate. Here, we're simply reporting what he said. If you agree or disagree, drop your thoughts in the comments below, but don't blame us. Now let's dive into the most controversial topic from recent videos. This time, Maniac made a confession where he addressed everything in detail. If you missed the whole drama, I suggest you go and watch the previous videos, at least with the parts about Maniac. But in short, I will remind you that he has been accused of sexual harassment by several women at various after-parties, with also multiple independent sources backing the claims. And it all started leaking after Arco Digital, the skin maker in CS2, accused Maniac of having an affair with his wife, while he still had 2 children. Anyways, following these accusations, Maniac stepped down from the ESL Pro League, and both Blast and PGL cut ties with him. This led to Maniac to voluntarily delete his Twitter account, only to reactivate it later to make his final statement on the matter. In his post, Maniac admitted to having a serious problem with alcohol, one that he has tried to overcome several times, but failed. He acknowledged that alcohol brought out the worst in him, unleashing a side of him that craved attention and indulgence. He also mentioned that all of this stemmed from unresolved childhood trauma, though he didn't go into details, promising to share more at a later time. And this all resulted in terrible behavior throughout recent years and much of his adult life, for which he now deeply apologizes. Maniac also stated that he plans to re-evaluate his life and how he treats people, aiming to become a better person. Guys, I just can say one thing: I am sure that we won't be seeing Maniac on any broadcasts in future. And blaming alcohol for things you've done? Really? Okay, let's move on. Brollan recently opened up about his childhood, specifically about his first tournament. His debut was at WESG 2017 in China. At the time, young Brollan was still in 9th grade, and his classmates didn't quite understand why he was traveling to another country that far away just to play video games. However, his parents understood immediately and fully supported the young talent. At that tournament, Brollan was playing for Godsend, and his team finished in 5th-8th place, earning $25,000. He also shared that his father was an avid gamer himself, and it was his dad who instilled a love for video games in Brollan from a young age. So I guess we should be thanking Brollan's father for helping shape him into one of the best riflers in the world today. Now let's talk a little about cheaters. And no Scout 360 no-scopes in your matchmaking, but real cheaters on the pro scene. It happened during the qualifiers for Thunderpick World Championship. Cloud9 in the grand finals met Zero Tenacity, a team many suspected of cheating. Surely you will ask, is there actual evidence of this cheating? Yes, there is, at least not from us, but from Nemiga player Zway, who showed a proof with a demo clearly showing Zero Tenacity's top player aiming at him and his teammate through a wall without any information. Additionally, the team has been suspected of match fixing and other cheats. Currently, Zero Tenacity is ranked 42nd in the HLTV ranking and 38th in the Valve ranking, ahead of teams like FlyQuest, Sinners, TSM, Sashi, OG and Monte, so that kinda makes you think. It will be pretty interesting to see how ESIC and Valve will handle this case, but honestly it feels like nothing will come out of it, much like what happened with Akuma's cheating scandal. Maybe if there's more evidence? I mean, we've got only what Zway showed, and it's not enough, obviously. I'll guess we will have to wait and see how it unfolds. Maniac'S recently shared an interesting opinion, stating that Tuscan is overrated. According to Ilya, while the map is pretty decent, many people hype it up way too much. Nico echoed this sentiment, saying that this map simply isn't ready for CS2. Despite the anticipation for changes of the map pool, the G2 players might have a point. Tuscan really feels strange and confusing to many, and it has been only used on the pro scene once, as a joke. So even if it gets added to the map pool, I guess we will see a lot of changes on it, or it might end up being even less popular than Vertigo. On a side note, some players have also shared their ideal map pool, which includes mostly Cobblestone, Train, Inferno, Nuke, Cache and Mirage. But why? I am so tired of Mirage. Why? I just can't watch it anymore. It's been 12 years. Well, who am I to ask though? Anyways, to wrap things up, let's take a look at the current standings at ESL Pro League. In Group A, Navi advanced from the upper bracket, while FaZe Clan made it through the lower bracket. In the last chance match, Heroic will meet Sangal for the final spot. In Group B, things are a bit different. G2 and MIBR are set to clash in the upper bracket, while Team Spirit has already secured their spot from the lower bracket. The Mongols and 3D Max will battle out in the last chance match. As for Groups C and D, the matches haven't been played yet. So far, NIP, Wildcard, 9Z and FlyQuest have been eliminated, while Koi and Lin Vision are at the bottom of the standings. And that's all for today, my friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and leave a comment. Thank you for watching once again. And also, to make sure you don't miss the latest news from the world of CS2, be sure to ring that notification bell. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.